Something massive just shifted in your reality, and you might not even realize how huge it is yet. Picture this. You've been navigating twists and turns in your life, some big, some small, and all this time, the universe was quietly testing you. Then, without any fanfare, you stumbled across a threshold and passed the final exam. You didn't even know you were taking it. You literally aced it, and what comes next might blow your mind. An energetic floodgate is about to open, pouring in financial blessings so fast it'll feel like it's raining money straight through the roof. If you feel that electric hum, that sudden rush of possibility through your body, pay attention. That's your intuition confirming that something game-changing is around the corner. Before we jump in any deeper, tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a 77 in the comments to send a powerful signal to the universe that you're primed and ready. Then leave another comment, ready for what's next, because that single action has the potential to shift your energetic frequency in ways you can't even fathom yet. And let me tell you, you'll want to stick with me straight to the end, especially Chapter 4, because that's where one critical realization ties it all together. Missing it might mean overlooking the single most important key that unlocks this cascade of abundance. Right now, life may not even look that different on the outside, but beneath the surface, your energy field has undergone a massive calibration, like a coded lock that finally clicked open. You might have felt random bursts of clarity or a strange calm right before chaos. You might even have brushed it off. Not anymore. The shift is real, and what's coming next is going to alter your financial reality in ways you've only dreamed of. Let's explore how and why this breakthrough is about to shower your world with blessings. Chapter 1. Recognizing the invisible tests. Sometimes, the most significant tests don't announce themselves. There's no drum roll or pop quiz vibe. Instead, the universe quietly arranges circumstances, subtle challenges, and curious data to see how you'll respond. You may have thought you were just having a rough week or facing an unplanned setback, but in reality, you were standing at the final gate of an invisible exam. You might wonder, how does this test even work if you're unaware you're taking it? Think of it as a frequency check. Every time you respond to unexpected friction, like a money crunch, a betrayal, or a sudden disappointment, the universe reads your energy. Are you sliding back into old patterns of fear and scarcity, or are you standing in trust and resilience? This isn't about faking positivity. It's about genuinely meeting challenges with a new level of consciousness. If you're reading this, chances are you've navigated some real difficulties lately. Maybe you stood your ground when others told you to quit. Maybe you broke a bad cycle that's dogged your family for generations. Or perhaps you finally forgave someone who you never thought you could. These decisions, small or big, sent signals that you've grown beyond who you used to be. Each of those signals was like a puzzle piece snapping into place, forming the final picture the universe needed to see. Now here's an exercise. Recall the last major challenge you faced that tested your patience, your integrity, or your faith. Write down how you reacted differently than you might have a year ago. Did you set a boundary instead of caving in? Did you choose generosity over revenge? Did you stay calm when you would have freaked out before? That difference is passing the final test, the proof you've leveled up. But don't misunderstand. Passing this invisible test doesn't mean you'll never face challenges again. It simply means you've proven readiness for a bigger blessing. Think of it like completing the final level in a video game. You don't stop playing games entirely, you just unlock a more advanced realm. That's exactly what's happening. You're stepping into a higher plane of financial and spiritual alignment. Interestingly, these final tests often show up in areas we think we've already mastered. If you've been working on your money mindset, expect a sudden financial hiccup that forces you to either panic or trust. If you've been learning about healthy relationships, watch out for an old flame or a new conflict testing your boundaries. The universe loves to re-verify right before elevating you. It's not mean-spirited, it's a cosmic quality check to ensure you're truly ready to receive more. Once you recognize that these hurdles were part of a larger test, it all makes sense. You see the patterns, how your reactions set the tone for your next season of life. And because you approach them with grace, maturity, or faith, you effectively cleared the final hurdle. Picture yourself crossing a finish line that's been invisible up until now. You didn't even know how close you were, yet here you are. The universe acknowledges it with an internal, yes, you passed, and the reward stage is imminent. So keep your eyes open for signs of validation. Sometimes it's an out-of-the-blue opportunity, a dream job offer, a financial windfall, or a random person stepping forward to help. Other times it's more internal, a sense of profound peace or a new burst of creativity. Either way, the test results are in, and you're entering a phase where blessings, especially financial ones, flow much more freely. And if you still doubt it, revisit that moment of challenge you listed. Feel the difference in your own heart, how you reacted, what you believed, how you carried yourself. That's tangible proof you've outgrown old limitations. You didn't just guess the right answers, you lived them. In doing so, you unlocked a new chapter that's about to shower you with the abundance you've been hoping for, maybe even more than you dare to imagine. Chapter 2. Why the Money Floodgates Are Opening. Now that you've recognized you passed an invisible test, you might wonder why your finances, of all areas, are about to surge. There's a deeper reason behind this cosmic reward system, and it's tied to the energy of exchange. Money is more than paper or digital numbers. It's a symbolic flow that mirrors our inner states. When you prove you can handle life's trials with courage and authenticity, you elevate your energetic capacity to receive. To break it down, wealth is an extension of generosity from the universe, from others, and from your own efforts. If your mindset was once stuck in scarcity, fearful, clinging, doubting, you might have unconsciously blocked or sabotaged financial opportunities. But once you transcend that scarcity loop, you emit a different vibration. You're not only open to blessings, you become a channel through which blessings flow. And guess what? Money often follows that channel. Here's an action you can try. Do a mini audit of times you've been blessed financially in the past. Was it a random bonus at work, a refund you weren't expecting, or a gift from someone out of the blue? Write down how you felt about life at that time. Were you hopeful, giving, or at peace? You'll likely spot a pattern. In moments when your internal world radiated abundance, external finances flourished. The shift you've recently gone through amplified that effect tenfold. This phenomenon also relates to purpose. When you pass a spiritual test, it's usually because you've aligned more closely with who you're meant to be, and fulfilling your life's purpose often requires resources. Let's call them divine grants. If you're now in a phase where your mission is clearer, the universe wants to ensure you have the tools you need. Those tools include money, of course. This doesn't mean you can just sit back and wait for piles of cash to drop into your lap. It means the energetic path is cleared, making it easier for your actions to yield bigger financial results. You still need to take inspired steps, like networking, showcasing your skills, or investing wisely. But you'll notice less friction and more serendipity. Opportunities that felt forced before now glide into your life with surprising ease. However, watch out for old habits that might sneak back in. Even after you've passed the final test, you can inadvertently close off the flow by falling into negative self-talk or hoarding behaviors. This is why many people who experience a sudden influx of money lose it just as quickly. They revert to the mindset that this can't last, or I don't deserve this, effectively shutting the door on abundance. The universe won't force you to keep blessings you're convinced you're unworthy of. So how do you maintain the momentum? Practice gratitude as if it's your second nature. Every time you receive even a small financial benefit, a discount, a kind gesture, a slight raise, take a moment to thank the universe and your own growth journey. Gratitude magnifies your capacity to receive. It's like telling the cosmic bank, yes, I see the deposit and I appreciate it. Feel free to deposit more. Another tip, share your wealth in small ways. If you're blessed with a financial windfall, even if it's modest, find a way to pay it forward. Support a cause you believe in, buy a friend dinner, or lend someone a hand. This isn't about draining yourself or being reckless. It's about demonstrating that you trust the flow. It's the energetic equivalent of opening a window. Air moves in and out freely instead of stagnating. Ultimately, the floodgates of money open because abundance flows to those who can handle it responsibly and joyfully. Passing your final test signals, you're no longer shackled by the old limitations that once blocked your prosperity. You're stepping into alignment with a greater vision of who you are and what you can do in this world. Money in this context becomes a tool for you to expand your influence, serve others, and live a life that resonates with your highest truth. Chapter 3. Indicators that you've leveled up. Okay, so you suspect you've passed that final test and that money blessings are revving up, but how do you know for sure? Sometimes the universe is subtle, and we second-guess our own progress. Yet there are pretty clear indicators you can watch for, signs that confirm you're operating at a higher level of consciousness, which in turn signals your readiness for abundance. First up, your emotional responses. Where you once freaked out or gave up, you now feel a curious calm or an empowered resolve. Let's say you get unexpected news, a car repair bill, a delay in a project, or even an argument with someone you care about. If your default was to spiral into a negative loop, but now you pause, breathe, and handle it with grace, that's a huge sign. It means you've rewired your emotional baseline, and the universe takes note. Second indicator, new opportunities seem to find you coincidentally. Maybe you're randomly scrolling online and spot a job listing that feels tailor-made for you, or an acquaintance you haven't heard from in ages contacts you about a lucrative collaboration. These synchronicities aren't random. They're like cosmic breadcrumbs leading you toward a path that matches your elevated vibration. The more aligned you are, the more these coincidences stack up. Third, your relationships shift dramatically. Some people may drift away because they're not aligned with your new frequency. Others might step forward, offering deeper bonds or support you never expected. Instead of clinging to old relationship patterns, you find yourself open to forging healthier connections. This might feel bittersweet, but it's part of the leveling up process. Outdated relationships often fade, making room for ones that fuel your growth. Fourth, you experience flashes of undeniable clarity about your life's direction. It might happen during a random moment, while washing dishes, driving, or taking a morning walk. A wave of insight sweeps over you, and you just know the next step you need to take. Even if you don't act on it immediately, the clarity feels potent, like a new compass point you can't ignore. Fifth, you exhibit a stronger sense of self-worth. This isn't arrogance. It's the quiet confidence that you deserve better opportunities, better treatment, and better finances. You stop entertaining jobs or relationships that undervalue you. You set firmer boundaries and you say no without feeling guilty. This confidence sends a clear message to the universe that you're serious about receiving what's truly aligned with your highest potential. Try this brief exercise to gauge your new level. List 5 recent incidents where your reaction surprised you in a good way. Maybe a time you acted kinder, set a boundary, or took a leap of faith. Reflect on how these responses differ from your old patterns. Feel that surge of pride. That's you acknowledging your growth in real time. The reason these indicators matter is that they confirm you fundamentally changed your energetic signature. You're not just reading motivational stuff and hoping for the best. You're living it. That shift in daily habits, emotional patterns, and decisions is exactly what magnetizes resources, money included, into your field. We often forget that money is neutral. It's our internal upgrade that draws it in or repels it. A final note. Noticing these signs isn't just about validation. It's about momentum. The more you become aware of your progress, the more you'll want to keep going. You won't fall back into old self-defeating habits as easily because you'll see the tangible results of your new mindset. This positive feedback loop is powerful. It keeps your vibe high, making sure you remain a match for the financial miracles heading your way. Chapter 4. The one thing you must understand. This is the chapter you can't afford to skip, the one that ties all of this together. You've learned about passing the final test, the opening of financial floodgates, and the signs that you've leveled up. But here's the core principle you absolutely need to grasp. Money is an amplifier, not a healer. It magnifies who you already are. It doesn't fix what's broken inside. What does this mean? If you're carrying unresolved bitterness, fear, or guilt, a sudden influx of money won't magically make those feelings vanish. In fact, it often intensifies them. Conversely, if you're rooted in gratitude, purpose, and compassion, receiving more money elevates your capacity to do good for yourself, your loved ones, and the broader community. Why is this so crucial? Because many people think, once I have more money, all my problems will disappear. They imagine that their anxieties, relationship tensions, or lack of fulfillment will vanish in a puff of smoke. But if those issues remain unaddressed, they usually balloon when money arrives. It's like shining a spotlight on whatever is lurking in your emotional shadows. So what do you do with this knowledge? Start by looking inward. Ask yourself, if a massive financial blessing dropped in your lap tomorrow, how would you use it? How would you feel? Would you approach it with fear of losing it, or with the trust that this blessing is meant to expand your life and others? Write this out, detail by detail. Notice if any negative emotions or limiting beliefs pop up, like, but I'm not good with money, or what if I make a mistake and lose it all, or people might only like me for my money. Those are red flags that you need to heal and reframe before the money can truly serve you. An action step. Practice micro-generosity. If you find even $5 in a coat pocket, decide to spend part of it on someone else, or donate a small amount. If a friend offers to pay for your coffee, graciously accept and then pay it forward another time. These small actions teach you that money flows in and out, and that you can handle it without hoarding or panicking. It's a practical exercise that helps you embody abundance rather than fear. Also, reflect on your why. Why do you want more money? Is it purely for personal comfort, or do you have a bigger vision, like creating a legacy, supporting a mission, or elevating your loved ones? When you anchor your wealth building to a purpose larger than yourself, you're less likely to be swayed by greed or fear. Your purpose becomes the compass guiding how you invest, spend, and share, ensuring that money remains a tool rather than a trap. Remember, abundance includes but isn't limited to money. True wealth encompasses health, relationships, creativity, and peace of mind. If you only chase the financial piece, you might end up materially rich but spiritually bankrupt. That said, money can greatly enhance your life when integrated with wisdom and heart. That's why this moment, right after you pass your final test, is the perfect time to align your inner world with the influx of resources set to enter your outer world. Ultimately, this crucial understanding about money being an amplifier sets you up for long-term success, not just a quick financial spike. It ensures that when the rains of abundance come, they water fertile ground rather than create a muddy mess. So take it to heart. Keep your energy clean, your motives pure, and your sense of purpose strong. Because once you truly internalize this principle, you unlock not just a temporary windfall, but a sustainable flow of prosperity aligned with your highest good. Chapter 5. Practical Moves to Embrace the Rain. Now that you know money is about to flow your way, and you've internalized the single most important concept about it, let's dive into some practical steps. Because while mindset is paramount, we also live in a tangible world where a bit of organization and proactive action can drastically multiply the effects of your newfound abundance. First, get your financial house in order. This doesn't mean you need to become a spreadsheet wizard overnight, but it does mean having clarity on where your money is going. If you don't already budget, start now. Track your expenses, even loosely, to see patterns. Where you're overspending, what can be optimized, and where you might invest any sudden influx of cash. This is not about restricting yourself, it's about awareness. Money loves clarity. Next, set up a prosperity account. Think of it like a dedicated fund for your future self, your dreams, your plans, and your financial cushion. Even if you start by putting aside a small amount each week, do it consistently. When the rain of money hits, you'll have a defined space to collect and grow it instead of letting it trickle through random spending. This practice alone can shift your entire relationship with saving, turning it from a chore into a celebration of your ability to receive. Another tangible step, revisit or create your goals list. If you felt stuck or uncertain about what you would do with more money, now's the time to be specific. Write out short-term goals like funding a course, upgrading your car, or clearing debt, and long-term goals like buying a home, starting a business, or creating a charitable fund. Being explicit about what you want to accomplish prevents aimless spending and helps you stay grounded when the excitement of new wealth arrives. Meanwhile, don't underestimate the power of personal development. Whether it's reading about finance, attending a seminar, or seeking mentorship from someone who has successfully navigated an abundance windfall, invest in learning. Money might come suddenly, but learning how to multiply and manage it effectively is a skill set that pays off forever. Without that skill set, many who receive sudden wealth quickly find themselves back at square one, or worse. Here's an exercise to supercharge your readiness. Create a money celebration ritual. Visualize a scenario where you've just received a significant sum, maybe through a business win, a random check, or an unexpected pay bump. Allow yourself to revel in that feeling of gratitude, then outline exactly how you'd allocate or use it. This can be fun and imaginative, but also purposeful. When you do this regularly, you prepare your mind to handle real abundance in a focused, joyful way. On the flip side, keep an eye on potential pitfalls. Sudden money can attract opportunists or trigger guilt if you're not used to having more than enough. Plan ahead by deciding how you'll handle requests for loans or how you'll respond to people who become envious. That's not to say you should live in paranoia. Just set healthy boundaries. Knowing how you'll handle these scenarios helps you navigate them with grace when they arise. Lastly, keep in mind that practical moves don't end with finances alone. It might be time to upgrade other areas like your work setup, your daily routines, or your living situation to accommodate the changes you anticipate. If you've always worked in a cramped corner, maybe you create a dedicated home office that inspires you. If your daily schedule is chaotic, maybe you reorganize your time so you can direct energy toward new opportunities. Align your external environment with the wealth you're calling in. In essence, preparing for the money rain is about blending your evolved mindset with pragmatic strategies. By doing both, you create a container strong enough to hold the blessings coming your way. You won't be caught off guard or overwhelmed. Instead, you'll be ready, organized, and excited to watch as your financial forecast goes from drizzle to downpour, knowing exactly how to harness the deluge for lasting impact. Chapter 6. Overcoming Fear of Success. It might sound odd, but one of the most unspoken barriers to receiving large sums of money is the fear of success itself. We often talk about fear of failure, but fear of success can be just as paralyzing, if not more so. Why? Because success, especially sudden financial success, can disrupt our lives in ways we don't anticipate. It can redefine relationships, force new responsibilities, and challenge old beliefs about how life should be. If you pass this final test and money is about to pour in, it's natural to feel a blend of excitement and dread. You might ask, what if I can't handle this level of abundance? What if I mess it up and embarrass myself? What if people expect more from me now? These concerns can bubble up, sometimes unconsciously, causing you to sabotage the very blessings you've been longing for. To tackle this, start by acknowledging that success and the wealth it brings is a learning curve. You don't have to be perfect at it from day one. Even seasoned entrepreneurs and millionaires had to figure it out along the way. Give yourself permission to be a work in progress. After all, you earn this shift through growth and resilience, not by being flawless. Imperfections don't disqualify you from sustaining wealth. An action step. Write a letter to yourself from the perspective of your future successful self. Imagine you've already integrated the blessings you're about to receive. How does that version of you talk, think, and handle daily challenges? Maybe you mention how you calmly navigate new financial decisions or how you've gracefully adjusted to people treating you differently. Reading this letter back can ease the jitters around success by making it feel more familiar and less alien. Another key aspect is dealing with the reactions of those around you. Some might celebrate your gains wholeheartedly, others might project envy or discomfort. Anticipate that it's not your job to downplay your blessings to make others feel okay. True friends will be happy for you, and those who aren't might need time or distance to adjust. Your personal growth shouldn't hinge on others' comfort levels. Also, watch out for your own tendency to self-sabotage. If you find yourself procrastinating on tasks that would help you maintain or grow your wealth, ask why. Are you nervous about stepping into an even bigger arena? Or maybe you're worried about losing your identity as someone who struggles. The human psyche can cling to old stories because they feel safe, even if they're painful. So stay alert to ways you might unconsciously try to revert to your comfort zone. Remember that success doesn't isolate you. If you manage it with empathy and openness, you can remain grounded by continuing your spiritual or personal development practices. Keep a routine that centers you, whether it's meditation, journaling, or regular check-ins with mentors. These habits prevent you from floating off into the ego-driven idea that your worth is tied solely to your bank account. Instead, they remind you that wealth is just one facet of a richly layered life. Ultimately, overcoming fear of success is about believing you deserve the next level. You proved you could handle challenges, and the universe is reciprocating with abundance. Embrace it with a balanced heart, neither clinging nor shrinking away. You have the wisdom and capability to learn on the go, to refine your new responsibilities, and to remain authentic despite outward changes. If any lingering fear surfaces, see it not as a reason to turn back, but as a final invitation to grow further. Then move forward knowing you can handle all the blessings and the lessons that come with them. Chapter 7. Stepping into your new financial era. Now we've arrived at the moment you've been building up to, stepping fully into this new era of financial abundance. You've passed the test, aligned your mindset, taken practical steps, and confronted any hidden fears. The stage is set for money to flow through your life in a way that once felt like a distant dream. But how do you truly ground yourself in this new reality so it becomes a lasting chapter rather than a brief highlight? First, adopt the already mindset. Instead of thinking, I'm about to be blessed, start saying, I am blessed. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a subtle but powerful declaration that anchors your abundance in the present moment. You're no longer waiting for some cosmic delivery. You're acknowledging that the process is underway right now. This shift accelerates manifestation by syncing your thoughts, emotions, and actions with a new financial level you're stepping into. Second, let gratitude be your default setting. Each time you check your bank account or receive any form of compensation, pause and genuinely appreciate it, even if it's smaller than you ultimately want. Treat it like a stepping stone, a tangible indicator that your reality has changed. Gratitude not only cements your current blessings, but also expands your capacity to receive more. It's like telling the universe, I see what you've given me, and I'm wide open for more of this goodness. Third, continuously expand your vision of what's possible. Wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about freedom, impact, and the legacy you'll leave behind. If you stay fixated on a certain amount, like a specific salary or a certain bank balance, you might plateau. Instead, dream bigger while honoring the progress you've made. Ask yourself, what new experiences, charities, or innovations could you fund if money weren't a limiting factor? Keep that vision dynamic, always evolving as you do. Fourth, solidify community connections. Having money shouldn't isolate you. It should empower you to build. Maybe you invest in a community project, mentor someone with fewer resources, or collaborate with like-minded individuals to launch a philanthropic venture. When you integrate your wealth into broader social or communal aims, you transform it into a force for collective upliftment. This not only feels more fulfilling, but also keeps your ego in check. You remain aware that abundance flows best when it's shared. Fifth, protect and nurture your energy. Wealth can attract distractions, time wasters, and even manipulative people. Keep those boundaries strong. If you sense someone is only around for your money, trust your gut and maintain a healthy distance. Also, guard against lifestyle creep, rapidly inflating your expenses just because you can. A conscious approach ensures your money supports your values rather than complicating your life. Try this final exercise. Imagine yourself a year from now, living comfortably in this new financial state. Envision your daily routine, your relationships, and your sense of peace. Then journal for 5 minutes about how you got there. Describe the key decisions, the mindset shifts, the people who helped you, and the gratitude you felt along the journey. Reading this back not only motivates you, but also cements the reality that you're on a transformative path that's unfolding in real time. And let's not forget that the bigger spiritual perspective, you passed a final test, but growth is ongoing. Every new level of abundance will come with fresh challenges and opportunities. That's part of the adventure. Stay curious, Stay humble and stay open to further evolution. Each state reveals more layers of your potential, both financially and personally. So here you stand, at the threshold of a new chapter, with money poised to rain through the roof in ways you never quite expected. You have the mindset, the clarity, the plan, and the readiness. As you step forward, remember this. The real magic is not the sudden windfall itself, but the person you've become to attract it. Honor that, grow, celebrate it, and let it guide you toward even greater realms of possibility. Because once you've crossed this threshold, there's no going back to the small version of who you used to be, and that's exactly how it should be. And there you have it, a turning point you never saw coming. Proof that your growth has quietly prepared you for this exact moment of breakthrough. All those hidden tests and challenges have lined up to say, yes, you're ready. Now it's time to receive with open arms the very abundance you once only dreamed of. Keep your heart grounded, your mind clear, and trust in the path you forge. Every hard-earned lesson is now an asset, fueling your next chapter with strength and purpose. The downpour of blessings is just the beginning. How you channel them will define your legacy. Enjoy every second of this new reality. You've more than earned it.